Hi everybody, it's Kathy here and welcome to the layout today for Terri Rice's 2000 subscriber hop and giveaway. What an amazing achievement. Well done, Terri. And she asked us to go through her Instagram and find a layout, and this is the one that I chose to do. That is a massive achievement, 2,000 subscribers. Well done everybody who has hit that little subscribe button. And while we're at it, if you haven't already done it for mine, hit it now. Don't forget, you're always going to get new content, and it's a great way of getting creative together as a community. So today I am lifting Terri's layout, and it is a Frankenstein type of layout, which is like one that I like to do. And I'm going to use all of my branding strips that I have a massive pile of. So I'm just going through my collection, as you can see in my hand, and I am looking for ones that are the colours of the photo. Now, this photo I took driving to work just recently. I love the change of season. The sunrises are just amazing, and where I drive through, there's always great scenery to capture such beautiful colours and sky patterns and just horizons. So I just love this photo. Now, I have, as you can see, collected a massive load of branding strips, and so this is a perfect opportunity to use some of them up. And I'm just almost through with the collection and choosing the ones that I want to use for today. So, as I said, Terri has been an inspiration for a long time. I love looking at her videos. I love looking at the way she creates her embellishments, and her layouts are always a great sight as well. So I'm just drawing in a square where the photo is going to sit, because I'm going to stretch the strips right across the layout, and I don't need them to be where the photo is going to sit. They also don't need to reach that bottom edge so much, because I am going to trim it down, and that's where I'm going to make this layout mine. Terri has hers flat to the edge. I'm going to have mine with a bit of a border on it as well. So what I'm doing now is I'm just layering them up, laying them down one at a time. You saw me use the ruler to get the first one straight. Once that was down, it's just a matter of now layering up. And what I'm doing, I'm alternating the colours and alternating the patterns so that they are complementary on both sides. Now, as I said, I always keep my branding strips. It's a great way of extending your stash, but they also are good for fillers like this, or also on your layout when you just want some strips, so you're looking for that little bit of layering, and they're a perfect option instead of cutting into a full 12 by 12 paper. Now, these have all come from loads of different companies. I think it's a great idea that they're now using the branding strips on their papers as an extension to the printing process, and also for us as creators to be able to use in our designs. So this is time consuming, as you can see, and I did speed this up quite a lot. I actually sped it up 8 times, so even so it's still a process, as you can see. And that's because I'm just mixing and matching and hoping that I'm getting an equal balance of dark with light and textured with patterned, and this is coming together quite nicely, and I love that it's natural and it feels bush-like, as I said, because my photos were taken on my way to work, and I do travel through bush and farm, so it gets that natural scenery happening in the background of all my photos. Now I'm almost there to the end, and so what you'll see me do now, instead of cutting into a whole lot of new strips, I'm going to start using what's already on the sides and trimming them down, and that allows me to bring the top pattern to the bottom and the bottom pattern to the top, so that there is a balance across the layout. And I just like how this has all come together. The colours just marry beautifully, as you can see here, a mixture of darks and lights. So now that I've done that, I'm going to trim it down to the 12 by 12 so that everything goes into place. And I used up quite a lot of strips there, which was very helpful. I think I used up all together about 20 strips. So that's 20 more out of my collection, but 20 more onto a layout and ready to be used. So it's just an easy way to extend your stash, and it's also a great way of using up a resource that we all have. So thanks, Terry, for the inspiration. As I said, I went through all of her Instagram. There's so many different layouts to Scraplift, and this is showing you how you can take somebody's idea and you turn it into your own. So how I'm changing it now and adapting and modifying it for myself is that I'm now going to take off the edge. I'm taking 1/2 inch off both sides, and I'm going to get a piece of cardstock which I will use as my framing and also for my matting for my photo. And I'm just going to put away all the ones that I didn't use, except I've decided that I'm going to frame it on top of the cardstock with 4 more strips that will make it look like it's got a picture frame around it. So I'll show you how that comes together in a moment. There's the yellow cardstock, which I have gutted because I do use it to mat my photo, and I'm just going to lay this down on there, and the yellow pops it just enough to make it stand out, which I really like. I do love that colour. That's one of my favourite colours in the yellow colour range. And then I'm going to use these 4 strips that you just saw me pull to create a border within the border. So that's how I have made this layout mine. I've taken Terri's idea of the strips, and then I'm just bordering it because I like to have a border around my layouts. I just like to have them finished off in that respect. So I'm going to lay down the 2 sides first, and you watch. Now look, how do I do that? How does that not end up straight? It happens to me all the time. I try very hard to line things up, and I still manage to not do it. Even with a straight edge to use as my guide, I still have difficulty doing that. So I've just done that now, and I'm going to bevel the edge here so that I get like a corner for a frame, and I'm using the wood grain on both sides to complement across, so that's going to work nicely there. And you can just hear Ivy in my background. She's having a bit of a bark because everybody's moving around and she doesn't like it, so I apologise for the barking in the background. Now this is my final strip in here, and I'm using that now to just finish off the edging of my frame, and then I can get the layout put together. So I like how that just gives it that finished look to the edge there. Now, as I said, I am matching my photo, but then I decide that it's still a little bit flat against that background, so I go to my scrap pile and I pull out some pieces that complement colours in the layout, and I'm going to use those as offset mats behind the photo. So I'm just measuring it up there so I get the right size. It's ending up that I end up cutting them as 6.5 by I think 4.5, and then I do that twice with those colours, and I just use the ones that are there, and then I'm going to diagonally offset them so that they are a background behind. And I love how that all marries in nicely, so you can see that working beautifully together there. So that's how that now pops that up off that background. So Terry had 3 photos on hers. I've just got the one. I only wanted to include the 1 photo on it because I did have another one of the same scenery, but it was pretty much the same, so I decided not to. I'm going to use a 49er market frame to go in the back where Terry had a frame on hers. I am surprised I own some of these frames. I really do need to invest in getting some more, I think. I do like them. They do add some detail and quality to your layouts. And then I've gone through my ephemera and I've collected a whole range of different things that are in the colours of the layout. And I'm just going to stack them up now in the 2 cluster points like Terry has on hers. I have that strip there that has a little quote on it. It was from a Kaisercraft paper, and it says, there is beauty in simplicity, and that's just going to be my title for this layout, and it's so true. Just the simple things often are the most beautiful. I'm adding in a clock because it's showing that it's, you know, a special time, a morning time. I do love looking at the scenery as I drive to work. I do like watching the changing sky. It is always fascinating. So I'm just layering up these flowers. These ones were in a chain, and I'm just going to cut them down to individual ones, and then I'll pop them up on some foam tape, and that will build that cluster in the top corner there. That's just a little tip for making detail come out of your layout. And also, when you have a busy background, if you pop things up off them, that makes it stand out as well. I could have inked around the edges of them, and I probably should have, but that's another way of also making them pop up from the bottom of your layout. So I'm just going to build the cluster. I love the colours of this kit. These ones come from a Kaiser Craft ephemera pack, which is very, very well suitable for this layout at least. The colours are just perfect. It has the butterflies in there as well. I actually think some of them are moths, Australian moths, but you get the gist for this layout. Now I have fussy cut out some hearts because Terry had hearts on her layout, so I'm using the colours. They're like Australian bush colours really. They reflect really well for our bush colours, and also for the colours in my layout photo there as well. So I love how this has come together. It's a simple design, but it is a creative design. Those branding strips really do make a perfect background, and there's something easy, and we all have them. So hopefully this inspires you to go and grab yours and create a background for your layouts. And using this simple task makes such a creative and beautiful layout altogether. So I'm just putting in this last butterfly down here in this bottom cluster. So I have my 3 butterflies on there. I have sets of 3s of hearts. And to top it off, I'm just going to put in some Nouveau drops, like Terry had enamel drops on hers. So I'm just going to put some Nouveaus in, and I'm just putting them randomly around the layout. Some are in sets of 3, some are in sets of 2. That equals odds when it's all worked out in the end. And I just love how this has come together. Let's put that last lot just there, and I'm happy with how this layout is. The only thing I need to do is add a little bit of journaling, which I do over here on this noted card here, and it's just about the changing seasons and how I like to see them driving to work every day, and how the sky is so different each time, which is so true. You can drive at the same time every day and the sky will be different. So putting in that this was March this year, which it was because we're in the change of season, and that's my layout. So I hope you go and check out everybody who's helping Terry celebrate her 2,000 subscriber. That's amazing. 2,000 subscribers, unbelievable. I will put all the details down in my box below for you. That's my layout, so you can check it out, and I'll have some close-ups in a moment for you to have a look at it in detail. I'm excited for Terry. I know you will be as well. We'll go and check out what her giveaway is, and also check out her channel. She's got some great inspiration over there. Thank you everybody for watching. I really do appreciate the time you take out of your day to spend with me here on my channel. If you haven't already hit that subscribe button, please consider doing so. It costs you nothing, and it also helps my channel to grow. I do appreciate all my subscribers. You are wonderful people. Thank you once again. Happy scrapping everybody, and here's my next video recommendation for you. See you over there real soon.